Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope everything is going well with you. It's a new week 8, and a new lecture, which is lecture 6. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. First of all, this lecture is divided into two parts. The first part is the grammar. What are we going to cover in the grammar? At the end of the grammar part, you're going to be able to identify complete and simple predicate, and also you will be able to identify compound predicate. The last time we started with subjects. Okay, this time we have to continue with predicates. Are you ready? Let's start. First of all, let's see what do we have in the reminder. The subject is what or whom the sentence is about. So here, the first slide is reminding you of the subject. What's the subject? The subject is what or whom the sentence is about. So the subject, we agree that it's the part in the sentence that tells who or who or what the sentence is about. Also, we agreed that sometimes we call the subject the naming part. Example, the kids spilled the popcorn on the floor. The kids spilled the popcorn on the floor. What is the subject here? Who the sentence is talking about? It's talking about the kids. So the subject here is the kids. The complete subject is the kids. Okay, it's also reminding us of the complete subject. We agreed that the complete subject is all the words in the subject that talk about the subject. So the kids is the complete subject. But also it's going to remind us of something else. What is it? It's the simple subject. We agree that the main word in the subject is the simple subject. The main word here, which is the main noun, is the kids only. Kids is the noun, so we call it the simple subject. What do we call it? The simple subject. The simple subject is the main noun or pronoun in the complete subject. So the simple subject is a part of the complete subject. I think that this must be clear for you since it's from the last lecture. Now we're going to start. Okay, let's continue with the reminder. Okay, there's still one thing we have to revise. Let's take the example. The principal and the teacher visited us. The principal and the teacher visited us. Who visited us? Who is the sentence talking about? The principal and the teacher. So the subject, the complete subject here is the principal and the teacher. So the sentence talks about two nouns in the subject. If you notice that the sentence here talks about two nouns in the subject. Who are these two nouns? Principal and teacher. Do you remember what we called the last time the subject that includes two or more nouns, or the subject, the sentence that talks about two or more nouns? We call it compound subject. We agreed that the compound subject is a simple subject made up of more than one noun or pronoun. Okay, so here I have in the subject more than one noun or pronoun. The nouns used here in this example are principal and teacher. So the compound subject here is principal and teacher, but how are they joined? They are usually joined with coordinating conjunctions or correlative conjunctions. The simple subjects are usually joined by the coordinating conjunctions and or the correlative conjunctions either or neither nor. So I think now everything is clear for you regarding the subject. This was a quick revision for you about subjects. Let's see first here the example. What does it say? Read the sentence and find the subject. Winnie the Pooh eats honey all day long. What is the subject? Winnie the Pooh. So I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh. Here the subject is Winnie the Pooh. Okay. But the main question here, what does the sentence tell you about the subject? What does the sentence tell you about the subject? What does Winnie the Pooh do? Winnie the Pooh eats honey all day long. What does he do? Eats honey all day long. So my answer is eats honey all day long. Do you know what we call this part? This part is the predicate of the sentence. Eats honey all day long is the predicate of the sentence. Why? Because this part talks about the subject. Either it gives information about the subject or it tells what action the subject is doing. Okay, so here eats honey all day long is the predicate of the sentence. And notice that the predicate of the sentence starts from the verb. Here the verb eats till the end of the sentence. Eats honey all day long. Okay, again I repeat, the predicate here in the sentence eats honey all day long, and we call it a predicate because it talks about the subject. It's either telling us what the action the subject is doing, or it gives information about the subject itself. So what is a predicate? The predicate explains what the subject is or has done. So the predicate explains what the subject is or has done. Okay, has done, we mean if there is an action. Sometimes we call the predicate the telling part. What we call it? We call it the telling part. Because it tells, again I repeat, because it tells about the subject. So we call it telling part. Example, they arrived late to the party. They arrived late to the party. Okay? Here what is the subject they? So I'm talking about they. What did or what did the sentence tell us about they arrived late to the party? So where is the predicate arrived late to the party? Okay, if you notice here, I'm taking the verb with the rest of the words. Arrived late to the party, we call it complete predicate. Okay, you have to notice something here. We call it complete a predicate. The complete predicate is arrived late to the party. So the predicate starts at the verb, and from the verb till the end of the sentence, we call it the complete predicate. Okay, the complete predicate. But what is the main verb here in this part? Arrived late to the party. Arrived. Arrived is the verb. Okay, arrived is the verb. So arrived, we call it the simple predicate. The verb in this sentence is arrived. It's the first word in the complete predicate. If you notice that the verb in this sentence is arrived, and it's the first word in the complete predicate, so we call the verb only, notice, the verb only, the simple predicate. The simple predicate is the main verb in the complete predicate. Again, let me repeat. The predicate is the part in the sentence that tells about the subject, that tells who is the subject or what the subject has done. Okay? Also, we call it telling part. We call it telling part. The complete predicate starts at the verb till the end of the sentence. Starts at the verb till the end of the sentence. This is the complete predicate. But what is the simple predicate? The simple predicate is the main verb, and it must be the first word in the complete predicate. I hope that it's clear for you. To make it clearer, let's practice. Read the sentences. Underline the complete predicate and circle the simple predicate. These sentences or this practice must explain everything for you in a better way. Okay? Number one, Felix laughed. First of all, to figure out where is the predicate, ask yourself, what is the subject? Okay, who is the sentence talking about? It's talking about Felix. So Felix is the subject. I forget about it. What is the predicate? The rest of the sentence, laughed. Laughed only, okay? Yes, Felix laughed. I understand the sentence. This is a complete sentence. Laughed is the complete predicate. That's right. And you might say that laughed is only the verb. That's right. It's the verb. So it is the simple predicate at the same time. If you remember in the subject, sometimes we had the subject pronoun, like I play football. I was the complete subject, and at the same time, I was the simple subject. Here, the same. Felix laughed. It's a complete sentence with subject and the predicate and complete idea. The predicate is laughed, only one word, it's the verb. So we consider it the complete predicate and the simple predicate at the same time. Let's move to number two. Winnie will sing. Where is the subject? Winnie. I'm talking about Winnie. Okay, forget about it. So where is the predicate? Will sing. Excellent. Will sing is the complete predicate. Where is the simple predicate? It's the same also here. Okay, will sing. Okay, will sing. Will all alone is not that simple predicate. Here it's helping because will here helps the verb. So will sing is the simple predicate. Number 3, the grass is always greener on the other side. The grass is always greener on the other side. What I'm talking about? I'm talking about the grass. So the grass is the subject. Forget about it. Where is the complete predicate? The complete predicate starts from is till the end of the sentence. Is always greener on the other side. This is the complete predicate. Now I have to find the simple predicate. Where is the verb here? Is only. Okay? Is the simple predicate. Pay attention, always is not a verb. Okay? It's an adverb. It's not a verb. So is only is the simple predicate. Number 4, Pedro has not returned from the store. Who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Pedro. So Pedro is the subject. Leave the subject alone. Where is the predicate? Has not returned from the store. The complete predicate is has not returned from the store. What is the simple predicate here? Okay, has returned, or if you want to say has not returned, if you circle not among the verb, it's okay, but has and returned is only the simple predicate. You might say has alone. No, because if you say Pedro has from the store, do you understand if you remove returned? No, the main action is returned. Okay, so I cannot circle has alone. I have to circle has returned. Okay, or has not returned. The same answer is correct. Okay, number 5. My mother took our dog to the vet for its shots. My mother took our dog to the vet for its shots. Who I'm talking about? I'm talking about my mother. My mother is the subject. Okay, so forget about it. Where is the complete predicate? Took our dog to the vet. Excellent. Took our dog to the vet is the complete predicate. Where is the simple predicate? Where is the main verb? Took. Took is the simple predicate. I hope that now you are able to differentiate between the complete predicate and the simple predicate. For more practice, you have to go to the worksheet and solve the exercises. Okay, let's move on. Okay, guys, now we have to start with a new point. Let's take the example first. Christina baked the cake and decorated the house. Christina baked the cake and decorated the house. Let me ask you a question first. Who I'm talking about? What is the subject? Christina. Okay, the subject is Christina. But what is the predicate? I want the complete predicate. Baked the cake and decorated the house. Baked the cake and decorated the house. So here, let me ask you another question. Did Christina make one action or she did two actions? No, she did two actions. Okay, she baked the cake and decorated the house. So here in the predicate, I have more than one action. I have more than one verb if you notice that. Okay, baked the cake and decorated the house. Baked, decorated. Okay, so here the complete predicate, baked the cake and decorated the house. The sentence includes two verbs or two actions in the predicate. Okay, this is a confirmation about what I said before. The sentence includes two verbs or actions in the predicate. So when the predicate includes two verbs or two actions, it might include two or more sometimes. What do we call it? Compound predicate. Yes, it's similar to the compound subject. In the compound subject, I have more than one noun or pronoun. So in the compounded predicate, I have more than one verb. So I have two or more verbs, okay, done by the same subject. Pay attention, done by the same subject. So the compounded predicate is two or more simple predicates with same subject. You see, same subject. So the subject does two or more actions. So again, I repeat, the compound predicate is two or more simple predicates, which we mean two or more verbs done by the same subject. Okay, so here, okay, also, if you notice that the simple predicates are joined with and. So the simple predicates are usually joined by the coordinating conjunctions and or, same as the subjects, yes, or the correlative conjunction, either or neither nor. So the compound subject is similar to the compound, the compound subject and the compound predicate are similar. In the compound subject, I have two or more nouns or pronouns, but in the compound predicate, I have two or more verbs done by the same subject, and they must be joined with a coordinating conjunction or a correlative conjunction. Okay, guys, it's now time to practice in order to understand the compound predicates better. What must we do here? Read the sentences, underline the compound predicate, and circle the conjunction. Sentence number one. Sari visited South Africa and met her extended family. I want to underline the compound predicate, the whole predicate in this sentence. Visited South Africa and met her extended family. Here, what conjunction did I use to join two simple predicates? I use the coordinating conjunction and, so I circle and. Two, tomorrow I will go to school, attend soccer practice, or complete my assignment. If you notice here in the predicate, I have more than two actions. I have three actions. Okay, so the compound predicate here will go to school, attend soccer practice, or complete my assignment. But what is the conjunction? Here we use the coordinating conjunction or only. And notice that I use the conjunction before the last predicate. 3. My little brother either bruised or broke his finger. My little brother either bruised or broke his finger. Where's the compound predicate here? The compound predicate is either bruised or broke his finger. And pay attention here. If you notice that we have either and or, the correlative conjunction, we use either and or together. So I have to circle either and or. Okay, I circle both of them. 4. The soldiers neither carried nor used the guns. They neither carried nor used the guns. Okay, so what is the compound predicate? Neither carried nor used the guns. And what conjunction did I use here? I used the correlative conjunction neither and nor. Neither nor. I have to circle both of them. Okay? Okay, guys, now we have finished from the first part of the lecture. Now we have to move to the second part, which is about writing. Okay, this time, what are we going to cover in writing? A paragraph? No, this time we're not going to produce a paragraph. In writing this time, you will be able to complete sentences with suitable subjects and predicates, and you have to produce sentences with simple and compound subjects and the predicates. Okay, so you are going to form sentences with simple and compound subjects and predicates. Let's start. First of all, let's make like a sum up for everything we have covered till now, subjects and the predicates. Why we must know what are subjects and the predicates. Knowing how subjects and the predicates work uh, can help you avoid grammatical errors in writing. So when you know how subjects and the predicates work, this will help you avoid mistakes in your writing, okay? Remember, always remember, every complete clause has a subject and a predicate, complete clause, okay? When we have to consider it complete, a complete sentence, it must have a subject and a predicate. A subject is the thing a sentence is about, that is, the thing or person acting in a sentence. This is typically a noun, a phrase, or a pronoun. A predicate is the part of a sentence that tells us what the subject is doing or being. This will include at least a verb, but could be longer. Okay, to understand more what I have said in the previous slide. Let's do this practice exercise. What must we do here? Complete the sentences with the suitable subject or predicate. Okay, we have to complete the sentences with the subject or a predicate. Let's see what each sentence is missing, and we are going to complete it. First one, likes to chase sticks and balls. Here, if you notice that it's missing a subject. Okay, so I have to write the suitable subject. Likes to chase sticks and balls. Who would like to chase sticks and balls? Maybe the dog. Yes, the dog. Notice why did I say the dog or our dog? Dog, not dogs, because the verb here has s at the end. So when the verb has s at the end, we must write a singular subject. Okay, so it must express or talk about one thing or one person. So our dog likes to chase the sticks and balls. Number two, lean. What about lean? So I have to complete the sentence with the suitable predicate, okay? What about lean? Lean likes to travel to Turkey. Lean plays with the ball every day. Lean plays cards with her family, okay? There are plenty of predicates to add to this subject. Number three, my brother and my sister. Notice here, my brother and my sister. So I'm talking about more than one person. You have to pay attention to the verb here. What about my brother and sister? My brother and sister eat their lunch in the bedroom. Okay, if you notice something here, I said eat, not eats, because I have my brother and my sister. It's a plural, so I must not add s to the verb. Pay attention to this. So my brother and my sister are studying in college. We say are studying in college, not is studying, okay? Are studying, because talking about my brother and my sister, again, I repeat. In case I'm talking about my brother alone, my brother is studying in college. Number four, has a big garden in the backyard. Who or what would have a big garden in the backyard? I pay attention. I have has only. Has is for the singular. I use it, so the subject must be singular. You might say my dad has a big garden in the backyard, or my dad's house has a big garden in the backyard, maybe. Or if you want to say the old house on the corner has a big garden in the backyard, or the old house has a big garden in the backyard is also correct. Okay, so I think now it's clearer for you to complete the sentences with subjects or predicates. Let's move on. Now, how to make a compound subject. Now, it's time for you to make a compound subject. How? I'm going to tell you how to make a compound subject. First of all, let's examine the following sentences. Beth reads very slowly. Tina reads very slowly. Where are the subjects in these sentences? In the first sentence, Beth is the subject. In the second sentence, Tina is the subject. What are they doing? They are both doing the same action. So they are both doing the same action. They have the same predicate. Both sentences have the same predicate. Reads very slowly. So here the different part is the subject. Beth, Tina. So I have to make a compound subject. In the first sentence, Beth is the subject. In the second sentence, Tina is the subject. In both sentences, the subjects are engaged in the activity of reading. So they are both doing the same action. Okay? To make a compound subject, the individual subjects are joined by a conjunction. So to make a compound subject, I bring the different subjects and I join them with a conjunction like and, or, either, or neither, nor. Okay? So I use one of these conjunctions and I join both subjects to make a compound subject, and then I keep the predicate the same. But sometimes I might have to do slight changes. You'll see what I mean now in my answer. But first, note when the subjects are joined by and, the verb agrees with the pronoun they. Here, when I join the subjects with and, if I say Beth and Tina, here the verb must agree with the pronoun they. Why did I say they? Because Beth, Tina, they are together. I say they, and they is a plural. So Beth and Tina are plural, okay? So I have to do a slight change here with the verb. I have to remove the s from reads. So it must become Beth and Tina read very slowly. Beth and Tina read very slowly. Just in case you used and. But if you use the conjunction or, Beth or Tina reads very slowly. Since I have a choice here, so I'm talking about one person, I keep the S in the verb. So Beth and Tina read very slowly, or Beth or Tina reads very slowly. You want to use either or? Yes, we can use either or. Either Beth or Tina reads very slowly. You want to use neither nor? Neither Beth nor Tina read very slowly. Neither nor. They read very slowly. Okay? This is how to make a compound subject. Okay, you want to understand the compound subjects more? Let's practice. So, what must we do here in this question? Join the sentences to make compound subjects. I have to join the sentences to make compound subjects. So, in other words, I have to join the subjects together to make it compound. Okay? Number one, a tall man doesn't live in that house. A short man doesn't live in that house. In the first sentence, I have the subject a tall man. In the second sentence, I have the subject a short man. So I have to join them together to make it a compound subject. Okay? I will use here the correlative conjunction neither nor. So I start with neither. Neither a tall man nor a short man live. Notice here I remove doesn't. So since I'm using neither nor, I have to remove the negative. Neither a tall man nor a short man live in that house. Okay, let's continue in number two. Potato chips are bad for you. Cupcakes are bad for you. So here in the first sentence, potato chips is the subject. In the second sentence, cupcakes is the subject. So let's join them together to make one compound subject. Potato chips and cupcakes are bad for you. You see? Potato chips and cupcakes are bad for you. It's easy and simple. 3. The piano has to go. The bookcase has to go. In the first sentence, the piano is the subject. In the second sentence, the bookcase is the subject. Let's join them together to make one compound subject. The piano or the bookcase has to go, or if you want to use either or, you can say either the piano or the bookcase has to go. So you have two choices. How to make a compound predicate. Now it's turn to make a compound predicate. Let's see what examples we have here. Jamie runs across the country. Jamie rides across the country. In the first sentence, Jamie runs. The predicate here runs. Okay, the complete predicate runs across the country. In the second sentence, he rides across the country. So I have two different actions. Here, I have to join them to make one compound predicate. Let's see how. In the first sentence, runs across the country is the predicate. In the second sentence, rides across the country is the predicate. In both sentences, the same subject does different activities. You see, in both sentences, the same subject does different activities. So that's why I have to join the predicates to make one compound predicate. How? To make a compound predicate, the simple predicates are joined by a conjunction like and or, either or neither nor. Also, we can use the same conjunctions to make compound predicates. So, you might say here, Jamie runs across the country and rides across the country. But let me tell you something. Since across the country is repeated, so leave it till the end. We join the verbs here. We can say Jamie runs or rides across the country. If you want to say Jamie runs or rides across the country, or Jamie either runs or rides across the country. Jamie runs and rides across the country is also correct. Jamie neither runs nor rides across the country is also correct. So you see, you have four choices to make compound predicate. You want more? Let's practice. Join the sentences to make compound predicates. Let's make compound predicates here. He did his homework. He played video games. So here the subject he is doing two different actions. He did his homework or played video games. We use the conjunction or. If you want to say he neither did his homework nor played video games is also correct. He either did his homework or played video games is also correct. He did his homework and played video games is also correct. Okay? 2. The cat chased the mouse. The cat trapped the mouse in the kitchen. So the cat is the subject is doing two different actions. The cat chased the mouse and trapped it in the kitchen. Okay, here I used it instead of the mouse in the answer because it's not good to repeat the mouse, the mouse. So we say the cat chased the mouse and trapped it in the kitchen. But in case you write it, the cat chased the mouse and trapped the mouse in the kitchen, I will consider it correct. But later on, you must get used to replace nouns with object pronouns or subject pronouns if it's at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? Because it will look more professional. This shows that you're improving your skills in English. So the cat chased the mouse and trapped it in the kitchen. Number 3, the last one. She slept in. She got stuck in the traffic. So what happened with her? She either slept in or got stuck in the traffic. She either slept in or got stuck in the traffic. Notice that I used either or here, the correlative conjunction. So I write either before the first verb, then I write or before the second predicate or before the second verb. So she either slept in or got stuck in the traffic. So, guys, now we have reached the end of our lecture. I hope it's not too long, but it's funny. Now let's work with Winnie the Pooh and his friends on the worksheet. And I'm waiting for you tomorrow in the live session. Okay, bye bye.